raises for the win from 29 from the right hash. Kuz's kick is good. Here is Durant for the win. James for the win. It's gone. LeBron James at the buzzer.
All right, it's time for All NBA. This is how we'll do it. We'll just go around team by team, and we'll just say what our first team is, then our second team, and then our third team. I think things are gonna get interesting just off the first team off rip. So I can't wait to hear.
Wait, it's first. Let's start with third team.
I think it gets more interesting the other way.
I think it might be more interesting if we start with first team.
Okay.
Yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, let's see what you got.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. So for my first team, now let me go on a rant real quick. I understand there are a lot of guys that are listed under two positions. There are guys that are listed as guards and forwards. There are guys listed as forward and centers, which I'm okay with. Like when Anthony Davis made first team a couple of times, he was a center. I think we're at 5 Laker mentions now. Lucas, I think he might have made it as a forward one year, so that's fine with me. However, Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic have not played a single minute as a forward this year. So this nonsense that we need to put both of them as a first team to put one as a forward, I just don't agree with that. When we had Bill Russell and Wilt, we picked one center. When we had Shaq, David Robinson, we picked one center. So all of this, let's try to put one as forward. Like Joel has not. Unless Joel played minutes next to DeAndre Jordan as a forward or Jokic played it. No, like they play center and that's it. So that's what I'm going with. All right, rant over. Like just pick one. All right, so my first team, backcourt, I got Luka and Devin Booker. My forwards, I got Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. Let's just say what our first teams are first, and then we can discuss afterwards. Zach, who you got?
Coach. This is your first team?
Bro, well, what's up, bro?
I want to see what your first team is talking like that.
I'm going to say it one more time. Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. Yes, that's my first team. Who you got, Zach?
All right. I have Devin Booker. I got Luka. I have Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Jokic.
Okay. All right. Antoine, who you got?
Woo. I got Booker. I got DeMar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got KD, Giannis, and Joel.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Corey, who you got?
I'm about to flip the script all the way on y'all boys. I got Steph.
Don't say Trey. I'm about to say I got Trey number 1. Okay.
I got to say Trey too.
Oh yeah, I would have walked off.
I got Steph. I got Ja Morant. I got DeMar DeRozan. I got Giannis, and I got Embiid.
Oh, okay. Let's go through all of the teams, and then we'll discuss like what our thought process was.
All right.
He definitely flipped the script on that one. All right. So for my second team, I got Ja, I got Trey, I got LeBron, I got KD, and I got Embiid. Who you got, Zach?
I got Steph, Ja, Bron, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid.
Okay. Antoine?
Oh, shoot. I got Steph. I got Trey, Jason Tatum, LeBron, unfortunately. And I got Jokic.
All right. Corey, who you got?
I got Ice Trey. I got D-Book. I got Jason Tatum, KD, and then the Joker.
Okay. All right, third team. I got Steph. I got Chris Paul. I got DeMar DeRozan, Pascal Siakam, and then Karl Anthony Towns. Who you got, Zach?
I got Chris Paul, Trae Young, DeRozan, Siakam, and Cat.
We was close.
Very similar.
Ours was pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got, Antoine?
All right, so I got Luka, I got Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? I got Pascal, I got Tatum, and I got Cat.
All right. Corey, who you got? Well, y'all don't fool with Luka, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I got
fool with Luka. He got Trae over Luka. We gonna talk
That's
about
wild.
Go ahead, Corey.
That's fair with Luka. Y'all out your mind. Go ahead.
that's what I'm saying. Y'all that.
I would never
Anyways,
overturn any category, but go ahead. It's that rebound. Go ahead.
I got CP3. I got Luka. Unfortunately, by default, I had to put in LeBron. I got no. I got Pascal, and then I got Karl Anthony Towns.
All right, so I think we all have the same 15 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
just
think
different
anybody's-
orders.
Yeah, I don't think anybody said a name that okay, so we got something to work with there. We agree on the 15 guy. If we want to talk about snubs, Levine and Donovan Mitchell, they were tough to keep off. I couldn't think of any forwards unless you want to make a case for Jimmy Butler.
Right.
There's no centers that really
such a huge drop off. Like he said,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge drop off.
Huge drop off.
Things were getting real weird in like the mid 2000s with the center position because like Joakim Noah made first team and DeAndre Jordan made a first team. I'm glad that we're back to like all NBA worthy centers.
Yeah, and to your earlier point, Wilson, like I when I originally first made my list, I actually had Embiid and Joker first team, and I had Joker at one of the forwards and Embiid at center. So I mean, like you said, to your point, it was kind of like hard. It was like, all right, it ain't really much centers out here past Embiid, Joker, and Cat. So if I put two in the first, then like my third team, who am I gonna put at center? And
you got to put Rudy Gobert in.
I was about to put LeBron at center.
He has played a lot of center though.
He has played center. Yeah.
Listen,
So
that's what he needed to be in.
yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the backcourt situation because I think that might be where like the biggest. Because like I got Curry in third team, and Corey got him in first, and I had Luka first. You had okay, so why y'all got Luka in y'all third team, man? What y'all doing?
That's wild.
What's going on here? Like what?
In my opinion, the reason I have Luka third, I truly believe if we're not talking about injury, Steph and Ja, Trae and D Book have had better seasons than Luka.
I agree 150%.
I just don't think that's true.
But see, I feel like you're only saying that because we have Trae over Luka. Trae leads the league in points and assists.
Well, first of all, does he still? I thought DeMar passed. But anyways,
no.
I'm not saying it just because of Trae, because I don't think Steph has had a better season than Luka.
Right.
Like
Statistically, yeah.
Yeah, if you look statistically, Luka might have the best season as a guard. If you look at all around statistics, like, and this whole like Trae leads in points and assists, like that's great. It is. I'm not gonna talk about Trae. I'm not gonna talk about Trae because y'all gonna think I'm hating. So that's fine because I got Trae in my second team. So we're but like Luka Doncic is giving you 28, 8, and 9 on. See, the Dallas Mavericks have the 5th best record in the league. I think that's a very underrated aspect as well. Like, they're what, 4th in the West? There's only one team in the East with a better record than them, and that's Miami. They won 52 games. So in the East, they would be the 2 seed. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like y'all kind of sleep on
all of my first team. We've talked about them being potential MVPs of this year.
Mm-hmm.
With being Steph, Ja, DeRozan, Giannis, and Embiid. Again, Me, and I might be biased. I'm not gonna lie, I might be biased, but I just don't have Luka in my MVP. Like, I'm sorry.
Man, I thought I was sick.
I during this whole season, I never once said Luka can be MVP. I said Giannis could be. So what I'm saying is, at any point in the season, I never said Luka could be MVP. I always, at one point in the season, I said Steph could be MVP. I said Ja could be MVP. I said DeRozan, Giannis, and Embiid.
Okay, so I get that argument, but like, I feel like when we thought Steph was going to be MVP, that was like literally the first month of the season, and then
I understand, yeah.
He went cold. I mean, I get your argument, I hear you, but like, third team for Luka.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, like I kept him out. He's still in there.
Yes. All y'all had CP in your third team, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we all had Trey in our second team. You had Trey in your third team, Zach.
Yeah, I did. Trae Young, he's an aggravating player to watch.
Absolutely.
Saying that, bro. I think it's art.
He's an aggravating player to watch, and I might be biased because if you look at his seasons, right, at his season this year, and you compare it to somebody like Steph, right, he has better numbers than Steph. Steph, we were considering him in that race to begin with, and then he took a nosedive in terms of his
efficiency.
It just went. It's just down. But I still believe in my heart of hearts that Steph is the better player. He's the better player. He's more additive to that team. Now that might sound outrageous, right? Trae Young is such a ball dominant player that he's going to have those numbers. He's going to lead because he just controls the ball. Like, he's a high usage guy, right? But what we saw is, and I'll go back to last season in the playoffs, if you look objectively, that team was more fluid without him there. Guys weren't being spoon-fed. The offense had a chance to kind of spread things around. And I think he's getting better at that, and truly being additive, not just by way of controlling the ball all the time, but actually working within a fluid system.
I love this.
That's how I see it. That's how I objectively looking at the game. Because I'm not a Hawks fan, right? I moved to Atlanta in 1998, but I'm not a Hawks fan. I tried it early 2000s.
I tried it.
Yeah. I did try it. I gave it a shot.
Gave it a taste.
Right.
I gave it a shot. It wasn't happening because they had their point guard was Royal Ivy, and they had Chris Paul and Darren Williams on the board. And they drafted Marvin Williams, another 6'8" forward. They already had Al Harrington, a 6'8" forward. They already had Josh Childress.
Yep.
They already had Josh Smith. They already had all of these guys. And at that point, I was just like, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that drug. But yeah, so just looking at Trae and where he fits within his team and how additive he is and how Steph kind of operates within the fluidity of that offense and how they depend on him ultimately, regardless of his efficiency. That's what elevated it elevated Steph to the second team above a guy like Trae Young for me.
I was going back and forth between Trae and Steph.
Yeah.
For a while, I had Trae in my third team, and I had Steph in my second team. Mm-hmm. For those very reasons, I was like, bro, Steph's just a better player. He's more impactful, in my opinion. But I had to be fair to Trae just because off the numbers. He gave me 28 and 9. Like, that just doesn't happen often, no matter how ball dominant he may be. So I had to put Trae in the third team. Where was Ja for all of y'all? Corey had him
first.
You had him second. Where'd you have him, Antoine?
I had him second.
Yeah, I had Ja second too. Ja probably would have been a first team if the season ended 20 games ago. I'd have had a first team. But I think Booker and Luka just went they ended the year so strong. Tatum and Kevin Durant was tough for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you just look at the numbers, KD's had a better season, but I feel like Tatum, and again, so this goes back to what I was saying. You're going to contradict yourself because sometimes you want to just look at the numbers. Sometimes you want to look at the winning. I felt like I needed to reward Tatum for playing at the level he's been playing at on a team that is playing as well. They're the 2 seed in the East, and they were the 11th seed. And like he had months where he was just going insane. So I went with Tatum over KD, but I understand if KD makes it to the first team. Let's talk about DeRozan. Corey, you had him first team. Antoine, you had him what, second?
I had him first.
Oh, you had him first. Okay. Zach, you had him what?
I had him 13.
I had him 13 too. So like DeRozan for me, the last maybe 2 months of the season, I just felt like he wasn't bringing it like some of the other players on this list. Well, first of all, I have him as a forward. I think he's one of those guys that he can be a guard or a forward. He wasn't going to crack much with the guards, in my opinion. As a forward, I couldn't put him above Tatum, Giannis, LeBron, or KD, really. Like, Chicago has, you want to talk about nosedives, like, Chicago might be one of the biggest frauds of the season because, like, mid-season, they were number 1, number 2 seed. Now they sitting at 6.
I mean, but we can say that about the Celtics though. The Celtics.
I was about to say that. So we only
we can use the opposite for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was different trajectories though.
It's still one season though. One season the Celtics. One half of the season Celtics were bad. The other half they were good. Half the season the Bulls were good. Half the season they were bad. So
okay, but like the Celtics. Okay, so right now, what team would you trust more, the Celtics or the Bulls?
Well, neither.
No, I'm saying like
if we talk about the East in the grand scheme of things,
it's cumulative, right?
Go ahead, Zach.
It's cumulative. You know, you're expected to, just as any sort of calculation, right? The more data points you get, the more accurate the result is. And so,
but are we being prisoner of the moment though?
I have a perfect answer to that. Chicago Bulls record against top 6 teams in the league or top 8, something like that, is like 0-20 or something.
Yeah.
Like the Celtics have beaten great teams. The Bulls have not. Like, and that honestly, that was one of the biggest reasons. It's the nosedive, and DeRozan, like he had those buzzer beaters and stuff like that, which is cool, but like it was against the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? It was against teams that ain't really, like the Bulls have not had a signature win all year, and they haven't beaten anybody good. Like, I wish I wrote it down, but I was keeping track of it. Every time they played a good team, they're like 0-18 or something like that against the top 16. So, like, yeah, we could look at half, this season, this and that, but like, we saw the Celtics beat good teams, and we saw the Celtics dominate, certain teams. So that's why, like, I definitely didn't penalize Tatum for that because they ended 2. And DeRozan, I thought he had a good season, and he had a case for MVP at some point, but I feel like the swing was just drastic. I don't know. Why'd you have him 13, Zach? Some of the reasons?
I just couldn't put him above the other guys. To be honest, it was really that simple. I didn't have to go very, very deep into it. If you're talking about Jason Tatum, Giannis, LeBron, KD, like, could I really put him above those guys? And the answer for me was no, without even necessarily considering some of the other things. Because to be honest, you can make a similar case about the team trajectory for a couple of those guys. Like, you could say that about LeBron, to be honest. They at one point were in contention, right, to be in the playoffs. And they just, I don't know what it was. AD got injured, post All-Star. Like,
we have a video where I say exactly what it is. So if y'all haven't checked it out, I think it's episode 5 or whatever.
Episode 5, yeah. And it's, they couldn't figure it out. So I can't really. And same thing with the Nets, right? We saw them over time, for various reasons, fall to where they are now. So I couldn't look at DeRozan and think of, okay, well, the Bulls are unique in that route, in that way. It just came down to what am I seeing on the court, and what are the numbers bearing out, and I couldn't put him in the top 4 forwards, so he had to go to the 13 by default.
I mean, last thing I would think about is, I think for me, Chris Paul versus Donovan Mitchell, like trying to make a case for Donovan Mitchell to make in versus Chris Paul. Do y'all think that was controversial, or do you think Chris Paul is an easy pick over Deep Mitch?
To me, that's an easy one.
It's easy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. All right. Well, looks like we I was surprised we got the same 15 guys. I was hoping somebody like threw a.
Well, again, I really did not want to put LeBron in here. We reward success.
I agree.
They are not successful, and he is part of the reason why they are not successful.
However, he was still typically because there was years like Bradley Beal didn't make it, and he was like leading the league scorer. He was averaging 30, but like this is one of those situations where like you just got to look at who else there is. The forwards are not that deep to where you can keep LeBron off. I'll put it like that. It's not deep enough to where you can keep LeBron off, because you take LeBron off, you can put Jimmy in. Like, are you really gonna have 6 forwards in the league before LeBron James? I feel like you can't do that in good conscience.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he on my third one and not second or third.
Well, we'll take that. We'll take the 6 or 7 Lakers mentions for the day.
Speaking of Lakers, I got one more, bro.
What's up?
I got the LVP, man. I got the least valuable player of the bro. I gotta give it to AD, bro. Valuable player to AD, dog. My man.
Wait, so are you giving it to him because of injury or because of
bro? Him and Julius Randle, bro. They got
don't get me started on Julius Randle.
Julius,
he's the biggest
Randle
fraud I've ever seen.
No, but we knew that about Julius Randle last year. Like Julius Randle made second team last year. Like I was like, yo, Julius Randle's not that good.
He is not that guy. He is not that guy.
But he had a good season, and the way things are set up, like you have to overpay guys. Julius Randle's not that good. It's crazy how it's playing out, because last year I was like, next year they're probably not going to be good, and they're probably going to be looking to trade him soon. Like he's very limited. Like my LVP is Kawhi Leonard, because he's never on the court.
He didn't play all year though. He literally didn't play all year.
No, I know. I'm saying like just in his how many times is that going to happen? Like we had the year with the Spurs, we played 9 games. He didn't Kawhi Leonard does not get enough smoke for me. Like Kawhi is not available.
Bro, coming off of ACL or Achilles, one of them.
It's no, I get it. It's an ACL tear, but like I feel like his body is much more fragile than we talk about. Like, and then there were times where like he won't tell the team exactly what's going on. Like they didn't know exactly what was going on with his knee until much after the injury happened. Like you remember last year there was some talk about will Kawhi be back by the conference finals? He had a torn ACL. If you knew you was gonna miss the whole season, why were people even? You know what I'm saying? So,
hey man, he still might come back, bro.
Keeping that together.
Oh, Ty Lewis. He's one more Laker mention. He's who we should have got.
Here we go.
He's who we should have got. But all right, y'all. We'll wrap it up. First annual NBA award show. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Sure.
Go hard.
All right.
Right.
Come on, man.
Thank you for joining us on the For the Win Vodcast.
Make sure you follow us on IG at For the Win Vodcast, on YouTube at For the Win, on Apple Music, on Spotify. We are everywhere. For the win, and we out. Peace.
Yes, sir.